Hello, welcome to Record Sports Hotline Live, and take a look at this view. Have a look at that. There's your dinner.
Not bad, is it?
There's your dinner.
Not bad. Scotty,
It looks.
Scott,
I should say,
when we walked in here earlier, just look across that. The pitch is magnificent. But the whole setting, the big scoreboard, it's just stunning, isn't it? Stunning.
It's genuinely one of the best stadiums I've ever been in. I mean, I've been to Wembley, Stade de France, places like that, but this is something special. It's obviously got the kind of NFL kind of feel and look to it, isn't it? But
it does, but see up the top tier, that is really reminiscent to me of the new camp before they redeveloped it. That really steep, really high, no roof on it. Oh man. Could you imagine what it would feel like to wear a Scotland jersey and run out there tomorrow night? I'm getting goosebumps.
we should say for everyone watching back home, we're inside the Gillette Stadium in Boston, Foxborough, where Scotland will come out against Haiti tomorrow night. What did they say earlier, guys? About 65,000 seats. Home of the New England Patriots, home of the New England Revolution.
65, yeah. I think it's stunning.
It's like the new camp or something.
Yeah, well, I just said that, damn you're not listening, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate, sorry. We're battling with the tannoy a little bit.
Well, I tell you, I'm saying I'm getting goosebumps, right? I'm looking up at Dan. His shirt is absolutely... I mean, that'll need to get wrung out. Stress, temperatures. And now, just 2 minutes before we came on air, they decided to start running a test on the PA system.
absolute silence in here about 5 minutes ago.
Listen, lads, that's just a sign of someone working hard. That's just a sign of hard graft. I know that's alien to you two, but see when I come, do you know what I mean? I want to get stuck in.
All right, wow. Says the guy's been here 2 minutes.
Astonishing. and collapsed the whole show last night, he's in.
One of the comments that are coming in, and if you want to get in touch, please send us in your comments. Hope you can still hear us over the tannoy. We were here for about half an hour beforehand. There wasn't a hint of any music, and then all of a sudden it starts.
You just said that, I know.
Who's the such as Daniel can get a shave out there? I think I'm looking pretty good, to be honest. What do you think?
Yeah, you're looking pretty stressed, mate. I've got to be honest with you. Stressed, I would say.
Stressed, but we got there in the end.
Aye. A cold shower required after this for you, Daniel, son?
I think a cold bath. Well, look, let's talk about football then, guys. We were here earlier on today, hearing from the Scotland manager and from the Scotland captain. Look, I don't even have the words to articulate how massive this game is, how much I'm looking forward to it. First World Cup game in almost 3 decades. Are you guys as excited as I am?
100%. I always love these match day -1 press conferences at the major finals, Daniel, because normally when me and Jack will go to a kind of run-of-the-mill press conference, you're always kind of searching for a line, searching for an angle, you're asking different questions. See the type of press conference that was today, it just speaks for itself. I mean, every word that comes out of the mouth of Steve Clarke and Andy Robertson means something, because it's 24 hours before the biggest game of their lives.
And obviously, the brilliant news and the huge sigh of relief for everybody back home as well as us here is that Scott McTominay, Steve Clarke was asked about him today, what condition. He said the one word they used, perfect. Scott McTominay is perfect. And that was everything that you needed to hear.
I think Andy Robertson joked that he thinks McTominay just wanted a wee bit of attention yesterday. Get people a wee bit worried. Thankfully he's going to be okay.
By the way, they're actually cranking this music up. It's getting louder and louder. So we're battling here.
We are really battling here. I tell you what, why don't we hear from the Scotland manager and the Scotland captain who spoke a little bit earlier on today? Let's have a listen.
They know, or we know, it's going to be a difficult game. First time in 28 years that we've been there. I think first time for Haiti since 1974. They're also a proud nation. They're going to be here 100% committed, the same as we are. And we know that they have qualities that can cause us problems on the pitch. So we have to deal with those problems, and then we have to try and bring our best game to the pitch when we have the ball. And if we can do that, then hopefully that's enough to win the game.
How's Scott McTominay? We know he missed training and was back today. How's he feeling? Do you
Perfect.
Think he's going to be
perfect, ready to go.
And Scott McKenna?
Scott will miss out. Scott just had a little issue with his calf that we don't take any chances with. he's almost there. He'll probably train Monday. Obviously, we know the last 2 tournaments haven't gone the way that we wanted the tournament to go. We have another chance, and that's credit to the players that they keep qualifying for these major tournaments. It's great to be here, but we also want to do something special. Well, you know me, stuck in the dark ages, so I don't really do much social media, but the other younger ones in the group are always showing me little clips of videos about back home, and you get a little feel of the mood. Listen, it's fantastic. Everyone seems so excited about the tournament, and let's hope that we don't let them down. It's going to be great. I've got my wife, my 3 children, my 5 grandchildren are here. My 2 daughter-in-laws. So there's a big Clarke clan here. Listen, it's going to be great. Obviously, not many people get the chance to take their country to World Cup. I'm going to try and enjoy it. But obviously, the game will dictate that a little bit more than the circumstances. But no, it's great to be here. My 3rd tournament, I feel I'm more attuned to what the tournament is, although having said that, it's just taken about 20 minutes to get through security to get in here, so that's a little bit different as well. But no, it's going to be a really proud moment.
A few of you already have murals on the end of buildings, but you've taken it a stage further now. Your whole local area has been renamed after you for the World Cup. East Renfrewshire have announced today they're calling themselves East Roboshire for the next month.
Is it? There you go. There's breaking news for you.
You heard it here first. How does that make you feel, and does it give you an idea of the scale of the kind of almost hysteria back home?
Yeah, like I think you can tell by my face. I didn't know that had happened. So, like that's obviously that's a huge part of my life where I got brought up. Where I kind of learned how to probably play football and learned a lot about life as well. So I think there's a lot of that going on, in terms of the lads, from where they were from and things like that. And, I think that's where I have to give, credit to the squad. That's what we've been able to create back home. And, there's so many, I've got a lot of, teachers that I know and things like that, and they've been sending, well wishes from all the schools and playgrounds, shouting our names, singing songs, and, for me, that I never had that as a kid, and a lot of people never had that as a kid because there's been, far too long that, we've not been able to be on the biggest stage. So the excitement back home is one of the biggest, things that brings the biggest smile to our faces, because we know that we've been able to connect a country, we've been able to get a country, excited, and, it's up to us to try and keep it that way. It was one thing that I always wanted. I didn't want anything overhanging me in the World Cup. So I think in terms of, to my representatives and people like that, that was the one thing that I was very clear on once it was, well known that I was leaving Liverpool and things like that. I wanted my future sorted ASAP because I just didn't want anything overhanging here. And I think I'm very happy that that's been resolved. I'm very happy with me going to Tottenham. But, I think I've not gave it too much thought this week.
Right, guys, comments are coming in. Ian says, my concern is that we're a wee bit slow at the back. Friend of the show, Kyle Gunn, says, McKenna's out. This is more the debate. I think Suter and Hendry. Scott and Keith, what do you think?
No, I think you'll go Hanley. I think you'll go Grant Hanley and Jack Henry. That's what I think.
Yep. You know why I think that, Jacko? The more I think about it, I obviously got to watch Haiti last week. Seems like a lifetime ago in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and the 2 strikers are physical.
Yeah.
So Duckins, Nazon, and Isidore for Sunderland, big physical, powerful strikers. I think he'll want Grant Hanley to cope with that. I think Hendry starts. I've touched on that before.
Hendry gives you the pace.
And he handles the conditions, obviously, because he's used to it in Saudi. I think McKenna might have had a chance. He's missed the Bolivia game. He's obviously got a problem with his calf. Did out the first game. That's a big blow for him because I think he was in contention. However, the way the Bolivia game went, and because of what I've just said about the physicality of Haiti up front, I think it'll go with Hanley's experience and his strength at the back.
By the way, can we also talk a little bit, right, Scott? We've came here, first experience of this stadium, first experience of what the facilities, the media facilities and all that is going to look like. We've walked into what's a media working area. It's basically like an aircraft hangar, isn't it? Extraordinary. The loudest air conditioning in the world. You can hardly hear yourself think, never mind right. And we went up. What did we get? A hot dog, and a Cola Light. $24. $8 for a Cola Light and $16 for a hot dog. So it's not just the fans that are going to get fleeced at this World Cup. Looks as if we're going to get our fans pulled down every time we walk into a press room.
And no receipts for a journalist. No receipts is a big problem.
But it's absolutely scorching here. If you could see Dan's shirt, that would testify to that. But what was that like as well? We had a so the press centre is just outside the ground, but it takes 25 minutes to walk from the press centre to the press conference room.
It's like a mini city.
Oh my God, it's mental.
It's ridiculous. You're saying how brilliant the stadium is, but in terms of kind of operational terms, that's a bit of a shambles.
Well, I would jump in there, guys. Ian in the comments says the empty seats at the Canada game speaks volumes about the World Cup. I would just throw in as well, you were saying there, Keith, in the media centre, a hot dog, a cookie, a water was $38, and then I've come up here and I'm looking at the prices. $16 for a beer in here tomorrow night. $16, and it's $200. See, if you're driving to here tomorrow night, it's $200 to park your car. $200 to park. It's insane.
It's grotesque. It's worse than insane. It's grotesque. And this is where some of us struggle so much with FIFA. They're trying to rip this game away for the punters, for the normal people, for the work class people that have always. They're trying to make it an elitist thing. They're basically just trying to rip everybody's pockets out and take everything they can get off them. It's shameful stuff. And you've got that clown Infantino the other day fronting up his press conference. He was embarrassing. So there's so much to dislike about this, which is such a juxtaposition, because on the one hand we're about to watch Scotland at World Cup, but on the other hand you feel like going for a shower with some of the stuff that's going on with FIFA, the sort of the money making machine that they've become, and all the things that are wrong and grotesque and a bit grubby about this World Cup. But I tell you, that all stops at kick-off time tomorrow night, Scott. When we see Scotland kicking off against Haiti, all that stuff goes in the bin, and it's just about enjoying it for what it is.
You're talking about affordability, Jack. I mean, as we're standing here, Bosnia are playing against Canada in the World Cup. I heard somebody the other day saying whatever the average salary is in Bosnia, it's costing Bosnian fans the equivalent of 2 weeks' wages to buy a ticket for a game.
Wow.
at the World Cup. So there's something far wrong with that. And Infantino was asked about it the other day at his press conference, and as usual just decided to fudge it.
Yeah, that's what he does. That never answers a question. A shifty guy.
Exactly.
The other thing from Steve Clarke's press conference, I know we're jumping about a little bit here, but Dan, the thing that I loved most was Steve Clarke. He'd mentioned the other day in an interview that he didn't really enjoy the last 2 Euros. So I asked him a question, I asked him to expand on that. What didn't he like? And what is it that he's looked to do at this tournament to make it more enjoyable? And basically he was very honest. He just says, well, how could I enjoy it? The first tournament was COVID. We were playing in front of half-empty stadiums. We didn't get the real tournament experience. Hampden was empty. Even when we went and played really well at Wembley against England, the place was like a ghost stadium. It wasn't a real atmosphere. He didn't enjoy anything about that tournament. And obviously, the fact that we started off with a defeat in the opening game didn't help matters either. He then said the best lesson that he's learned from the 2 previous tournaments is just don't get bumped.
Don't get humped.
Humped. And the opening game, he's referring to the 5-1 doing that we took in Munich in the last Euros. By the way, if we were to lose 5-1 to Haiti in this, then That would be a miserable experience. But it does seem, Scott, to me, a bit more relaxed than he did ahead of the other two tournaments. It's almost as if they feel relaxed. They feel that they've got this. They feel that everything they've done to get them here has been the journey. They're prepared for this. They know what's coming. They know what they have to do. And I think they're going to go out there and do that tomorrow night. I think they're going to post 3 points on the board.
You've stolen my thunder, Jacko. Look, we know Steve Clarke. We've obviously been dealing with him for a lot of years now. We know what he's like. You know, he can be straight-laced, a bit grumpy at times, that kind of dour, dry sense of humour. I thought there was a deliberate effort for him today, even in the press conference, to come across more relaxed, more light-hearted with his responses. It's definitely a conscious...
He's never going to be a joke-a-minute character, Steve Clarke, is he?
To me, that was a conscious decision today, to be a bit more relaxed in the press conference, because he has been uptight on these previous two tournaments, and it hasn't worked for them. I think he said elsewhere, or as you said, he wants to enjoy this tournament a lot more. And I think that kicked off today in the press conference. You say, wasn't he full of laughing and jokes, but he did try and crack a couple, didn't he? He did have people laughing. So, as you say, I just think he wants to savour it more, he wants to take it in. He spoke about how obviously all his family and that are here. No, he's probably not going to get a chance to get back to a World Cup. Well, he's got a 4-year contract, so he's going to get a bash. But if he doesn't, he's going to make sure he enjoys this one.
Guys, see, just to bring it back to the team, Scott McDonald writes in the comments, Adam Shropfer McGinn playing behind Shankland. Apart from that, the same team that played Bolivia. Keep Christie on the left and Gan and Doak on the right. What do you think of that? And who's going to start in goals?
No, I don't agree, Dan. I think I've said all week, to me, it's the same team against Bolivia, except John McGinn replaces Ryan Christie. I'll be honest, I'll be amazed if it's anything different for that. And I know that's harsh on Ryan Christie, who's been brilliant in the 2 warm-up games against Curaçao and Bolivia. But you don't leave John McGinn out of Scotland team.
No, you don't.
Steve Clarke, I think, pretty clear he's going to go with 2 strikers. I think Adams and Shankland's undroppable at the moment, and I think Adams played his way into the starting lineup last week. So, to me, the team pretty much picks itself. Steve Clarke said it today, it's going to be a squad World Cup. He's going to need everybody, so it's not a slight on Ryan Christie or others who might be left out. He'll still have a big part to play, no doubt, probably after an hour here in this heat tomorrow night. But for me, it's a back 4. Hickey, I think Angus Gunn will be in goal. I think it'll be Hickey, Hanley, Hendry, Robertson, Gannon, Doak, Ferguson, McTominay, McGinn, with Shankland and Adams up top. I'll be really surprised if it's anything different.
So you've got McGinn on the left?
Yep.
Okay.
You're not sure about that, are you?
I'm okay with it, because I think he'll tuck in.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he plays the kind of opposite role at Villa just now, doesn't he? Where he's on the right, but tucking in. So he's a good enough football player, he can do it for the left-hand side. I do wonder, though, the only thing I do wonder about is, and I've mentioned this before, because I love the idea of it, McTominay and McGinn as the 2 in the centre mid. And then whether it's Ryan Christie on the left-hand side, Gannon Doak on the right, or even Finlay Curtis.
So you're leaving Ferguson it?
For this game, I think it's a horses for courses. I know what you're saying, it's physical, we need legs in the middle of the pitch. Can you tell me we don't have legs with John McGinn and Scott McTominay?
We do, but I just don't think McGinn is a natural sitter, a natural holder when McTominay goes forward. Ferguson's clever. I think that's why Ferguson is so good in the qualifying.
But he's not a natural sitter.
Nah,
who's Ferguson prepares to get forward? He's a box-to-box player, and they can all be box-to-box.
They can, and he can do it. And in his younger days, that's what he was doing. More recently at Bologna, he's much more a sitter.
He's been more advanced with Bologna. That's when he won his player of the midfielder of the season.
2 seasons ago.
Aye, but he was in a more advanced role. And he's not played a lot of football since then.
But this season, he's played as a sitter for Bologna.
And with a manager that doesn't understand what he's good at. Because that's why he's not getting a regular game. He's not starting enough games at Bologna.
Clarke never plays him in an advanced position.
I know.
He's in there to protect, and when McTominay goes, Ferguson's clever enough to sit and hold. And also, I go back to Haiti, and listen, McGinn's powerful and strong himself, but they've got two strong guys in midfield as well. No, they play almost like 4-2-4. Two centre mids are runners and grafters. We need at least one of them in there, and I think Ferguson's a bit the best at it.
See, just going back to the goalkeeping thing, guys, I probably agree with you, Scott, that I think it will be Angus Gunn that gets the nod. If that is the case, though, it's pretty heartbreaking for Craig Gordon. I think we all want to see Craig Gordon at least get on the pitch at some point in this World Cup for a variety of reasons.
You're not going to throw my cap, Daniel, for sentimentality's sake. He's not going to do that. He'll pick his best keeper and he'll play his best keeper. And he's not going to say to Angus Gunn, right, go on, you come off after 65 minutes to let Big Craig on for a wee game. It doesn't work like that, Dan. And I agree with you. I want to see Craig Gordon as our number one in this tournament. But I also agree with Scott. I don't think that's what we're going to get. I think Angus Gunn's going to be in goal.
He's got the number one jersey. Dan, said it all week. You get that number one squad jersey, and then in the last warm-up game before the World Cup, you play a full 90 minutes. To me, that's a message that Angus Gunn starts the World Cup.
By the way, what about the microphones?
Microphones look good, don't they?
You did that, didn't you, Dan?
Listen, don't want to go on about it. Call me, I'm no hero. Listen to that.
You're on Timu. Get him off Timu or something.
Actually, Scott, you're
cheap.
Spot on. That's exactly what I got.
What is Timu?
It's like cheap Chinese website or something.
It's too down market for
That's
you.
Probably why we wait. That's probably why we waited about 8 weeks for them to come.
Coming to Bangkok.
Come on. Still battling with
it's not like Waitrose or anything like
that. No. Opposite end of the scale. I want to walk down memory lane a wee bit, Keith, if that's all right. I know you've been going to World Cup since the 50s and that. You were at France 98.
Funny wee man, aye.
What would it mean to see, where would it rank in your career to see a Scotland win at a World Cup? Must be right up there.
I don't think it could be surpassed. Look, I tell you what I don't want. I don't want us to beat Haiti tomorrow night and for it to mean nothing. Because then so what? It's just another tournament we went and came back early from. I want this tournament now. We've been here for a couple of weeks. We've been waiting around, writing our stuff, but it's, you know, you're trying, you're waiting for it all. You start picking up. Well, here we are. We're 24 hours away. We're here. We've made it to the start line. Let's come out the blocks. Let's rattle this tournament. Get 3 points on the board for the first game and get through. Qualify. Do something we've never done before. Scotland have won group games at the World Cup. I remember 1982, so what would that have been? 9. And I loved it. I loved when we played New Zealand in the opening game. We scored a few goals. A couple of them were absolutely out of this world. And you thought, oh, wow, we're off. Because 78 was such a disappointment. So for 82 to begin with a win, you felt this is going to be brilliant, this tournament. And we just never took advantage of the fact that we got that win in the first game. We need to win this first game, but then we need to go on. And I don't know what that's going to involve. I don't know how. We might need to throw a 6-6, not to qualify if we've got 3 points. But we need to do something. We need to do something more. Just don't say to me, Dan, win one game of football. No interest in winning one game of football. I want us to get through this group.
But the key thing is, Jack, by winning that one game of football against Haiti, it just gives you that launch pad for the tournament.
That's what it is, a launch pad.
The pressure's off. Nobody came into this expecting us to go and beat Morocco and Brazil. I tell you what, see you beat Haiti, you can go and have a right good go at it. And I think that's all the people, or the Tartan Army that are here and the people back home really want for Scotland side.
And you know the other thing, I think Steve Clarke is ready. And he's not actually said this, but he's not done a mea culpa, held his hands up and said, look guys, I was too cautious. I didn't let the players go and play.
Isn't he like admitting he's wrong?
He won't admit that. But that seems to be the tone of what he's saying. I would love it if we went out there, sound like Kevin Keegan. I'd love that. I'd love it if they went out there, did the business, took care of the business against Haiti. And then, do you know what? We go into Morocco and you might be looking at going, by the way, a point does us, a point does us. Nah, do you know what? We've gone 4-4-2.
Exactly.
The players have got used to playing 4-4-2. Let's get 3 points tomorrow night and then go into Morocco and say, do you know what? We might take a beating here. We're going to play our game. Because there were so many teams at the Euros, they took the handbrake off. They were brilliant to watch. I would love to come away for this tournament, if nothing else, the whole world's saying, boy, that Scotland team are a great watch.
I think that'll be the most fascinating thing about this. If Scotland beat Haiti and Steve Clarke's preparing for the Morocco game, all his natural instincts will be change it.
4-5-1. Lyndon Dykes up top.
Yeah, go more
Ben
defensive.
Gannon, Doak and Finlay Curtis. You can sit this one out, boys.
Try and get a point to secure qualification. Everything will be telling him to do that. But I think you're right. I think a whole nation will be on his other shoulder saying, don't do it there. Don't dare change it. Yeah. And by the way, I think as players, we talked about this the other night, if you're playing this 4-4-2 for the last 2 or 3 games, you go out and batter Haiti, 2 or 3-0 in the first game of the World Cup. Can you imagine that when you turn up at training next day and Steve Clarke says, listen boys, we're going to change it. We're going to 5-4-1.
No shooting practice today, boys.
Right, see, going back to the comments, guys. Stevie wants to know, do you think Tyler Fletcher will get any minutes to stop him from getting a call up from England? What do you think? Will we see it at any point in this World Cup?
I do. I firmly believe that he will.
Do we seriously believe Steve Clarke's took Tyler Fletcher to a World Cup at the drop of a hat, and at some point he's going to turn around and tell him, by the way, Steve, I'm going to play for England?
Aye. That ain't going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
But he's also not been brought here to do Instagram pictures for the squad. He's here to contribute, and I do think he'll get on the pitch. I think he could get on the pitch in all 3 games.
Possibly. I think other guys are ahead of him. No, Kerry McLean being one, Ryan Christie.
There was boys with the standby list that were ahead of him.
Of course.
So he's managed to muscle them out the road. And for everybody you talk to, they're telling me this boy's a bit special. And we're speaking to Neil McCann in the hotel last night, the media hotel, and that's exactly what he was saying. People have been absolutely wowed by this boy. I think Neil McCann was so wowed by him that he tried to get in touch with Darren Fletcher after Tyler Fletcher made his debut at Hampden to say, any chance I can get him to Kilmarnock next season. Real football people are looking at this kid and thinking, Scotland have got a special talent here.
So how good would it be if you could be 2 or 3 up against Haiti? You've actually get the luxury of giving him his full competitive
Get him in.
debut.
Yeah.
That would be a dream scenario.
Well, I was saying last night, Scott, I think there's a realistic scenario. Win by a couple tomorrow, win by a few against Morocco, just play the reserves against Brazil.
Steady, Dan. Steady.
Dan, you've been out in that sunshine for too long. You're discombobulating.
Aye, maybe a wee bit. Green Machine says in the comments, the substitutes will have a big impact. Scott wants to know, Haiti very strong going forward. That's why I put 5 across the middle of the park. Don't rip them apart. We talked a bit about Steve Clarke. Is it different this time? Is he going to go for it? Do you think he'll maybe have the temptation to flood the midfield tomorrow night? Go back to what he knows?
No, he's going to go 4-4-2. I think that's... Well, listen, if he does anything else but play 4-4-2 tomorrow, we're going to have to ask him for a mental health check at the end of it. You can't prepare for a 4-4-2 for the length of time that we've done. Play the last 2 warm-up games as 4-4-2. Tell the world you're playing 4-4-2 to make it some cunning plan and then switch to a 4-5-1.
You also can't throw down the gauntlet to Ben Gannon Doak against Bolivia and tell him, look, you're playing for a place here, go and show me what you can do. He goes out and rips Bolivia apart.
Looks like a superstar.
And then drop him for the first game of the World Cup. It just can't happen.
So some of the comments tonight, Dan. I think everybody's getting a wee bit too excited.
Right, we're getting towards the half an hour mark, guys. I'm stunned anyone can hear us because this tannoy is absolutely mental. Keith's getting the dance moves on. This is like he's back in Vicky's back a few years ago. Back in the Savoy. Right.
I used to go to the tunnel, Daniel. That was my place. That was my place. And I used to dance on top of one of the speakers in the corner.
Aye, I believe you.
I had all the moves.
Right, predictions. Who's going to score and what's the score going to be? Are we going to do it tomorrow night, guys?
You're not going to believe this, but me and Scotty have predicted the exact same scoreline.
Use it again.
I'm telling you.
I think I may have went. What I did say in my prediction was, don't listen to the doom and gloom merchants like Scott McDermott that are terrified of Haiti. We'll take care of them because we've got better players, better quality all across the pitch. Lawrence Shanklin will score and Scotland will win 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1 as well, Daniel. I do think Haiti will score because I think they're decent going forward. But we should have too much for them, middle to front. I'm going to go Shankland, McTominay, McGinn, 3-1 Scotland.
Love it, wee man.
2-0 for what it's worth. 2-0, Shankland and McTominay. There you go. For tonight, guys.
I like that one done.
Here we go. Keith's about to get the dancing started.
Oh, no.
Before he actually gets down to it, I'm going to spare all the viewers having to see that and bring this hotline live to an end. I apologise for the tannoy in the background. Hope you've been able to hear us okay.
That's who we're competing against now.
We'll be back ahead of tomorrow night's game, actually, and after it. So there's plenty of hotline live coming your way. Thank you for all the comments tonight. Thank you for watching. And as I say, hope you can join us again tomorrow. Keith Scott, it's always an absolute pleasure. We'll see you in about 40 seconds. Cheers.
Right here, right now, Dan.
Right, cheers. Thanks very much for watching at home. Cheers.